Britain's War, the intimate story of a 6-month tour in the most violent place in Afghanistan.
OK, fellas, keep your eyes open. There's 3 suspected suicide bombers in the area.
Get down!
We gave the soldiers cameras to record their daily battle against the Taliban. They gave us a startling record of their fight against bombs, bullets and grenades.
It was a very testing day. Very testing day.
And I followed the soldiers during their time in Sangin.
If anything goes wrong, right, you stay with that wagon. You do not get out of that car.
SpongeBob.
And while the men faced their enemy, families at home were left dreading the knock at the door or an unexpected phone call.
And he said, I've been shot. And it was like every ounce of me just sunk and died and... oh.
Britain's War, from the home front to the killing fields of Helmand. Late at night, British troops are briefed on a mission. Their objective, an enemy stronghold.
There's a compound in the corner where the enemy is. Once you're in that first building, second assault, you suppress that as best you can, okay? First assault stays stacked around the back. That'll be my kill will come in. Then I'll come for you get up there as quick as you can and you smash the final house.
The metal detector is vital because hidden booby traps are the biggest killer of British soldiers in Afghanistan. At night, they're even harder to spot.
Station commanders, you happy with everything that's going on?
It is?
Yeah. Minimum noise moving up, maximum noise and firepower-wise when we're in contact to get the enemy back away from us. Everyone happy? Yeah. Good.
IEDs, or improvised explosive devices, have built up a fearsome reputation. A bomb made for a few pounds can rip somebody apart. Most go off when someone treads on a pressure plate. And most British soldiers killed in Afghanistan are blown up by IEDs.
It's clear.
But there is no bomb here. This is training, indoctrination in the dangers that lie ahead. This Afghan compound is in Norfolk, and these soldiers of A Company's 2nd Battalion, the Yorkshire Regiment, are here because they'll soon be doing it for real. The regiment, known as the Green Howards, is heading for Helmand, the epicentre of today's Afghan war. It's a 6-month tour. As an Afghan veteran, Sergeant John Swithenbank is well aware of the dangers.
If there's any messages from 2 Commander, which is there, yeah, you pass them to me and I'll pass them on. Happy?
If you don't have worries in your mind or apprehension, then it's not natural.
Don't let the blokes get too comfy because we're going to be moving off in a bit.
My wife thinks about them and I obviously have them at the back of my mind, but it's not something you want to dwell on and sort of think about for too long. Obviously we get our affairs in order and all that sort of stuff, but planning for something happening, sometimes, you know, a bit superstitious, but planning for it happening might make it happen.
The Green Howards are based at Wheaton Camp. It's near Blackpool in Lancashire. John Swithenbank's wife Vicky and their 2 children live in the married quarters.
For all our married life, John's been away 70% of it.
I won't say that much.
I would. He's never at home. But he hasn't been here a lot at all really this year. But I can't let that affect me daily, and I can't mope about the fact that he's going, and I have to get on with it for the kids and for everything. I don't even want to, well, I don't want him going over there, but I don't want that knock on my door, and that's all I can keep thinking about, and it's horrible. And they did the repatriation of those boys last week, and it made me cry watching it.
Private Chris Hale, 18, is one of the youngest men deploying. He's just finished 5.5 months basic training.
If this was real though, I'd be all over you. Yeah.
Chris is a veteran, but only of this type of warfare.
Yes!
Soon he'll be up against real people trying to kill him. Less than a year ago, Chris was out of school and out of work.
I thought I need to sort my life out and get a job and get steady. So there was that intrigued me with it, the solid career side of it. All the perks that come with it, as you imagine, going places. Got it with a stun grenade there. I've always been sort of a physical person, and I could never just sit in an office all day. I couldn't do it, it'd destroy me.
Chris is Linda's only son. She has mixed feelings about his career choice.
He said, I'm thinking of joining the army. I said, oh, God. So I was a bit like, oh, my God, thinking the worst. And then when we discussed it, I said, well, go into it. See how far you can get with it then, because we don't know anything. So see how far we can get with it. And he did, and he ran with it.
What have we got then? 26?
Yeah.
There'll be 54 men going from A Company. Knowing what lies ahead, I'm thinking that some probably won't make it back.
Is it going to be an adventure for you, or is
Definitely. It's, well, a few hours' time I'll be going to Afghanistan. If I wasn't in the army, I'd probably still be playing my Xbox by now, so.
This will be Corporal Mike Harl's second tour in Helmand. Last time was tough. The battle group lost 5 men. Mike found it hard to readjust when he got back. It took his marriage to the brink. Now Mike's wife Hayley is preparing for another 6 months alone with their 2-year-old daughter Faith.
Just a few more minutes. I hate the run up and the goodbyes, it's the first thing, and then I worry about him coming back and what state of mind he's going to be in more than anything. Because last year when he came back, it was a horrendous year for us, wasn't it?
It wasn't like big, bad, dangerous type thing. It was just,
no,
you were like blunt when you're talking and stuff like that. And
no, it was just his whole attitude towards family life, towards civilian life. Simple tasks like going shopping were just such a mega thing, and it was really hard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very hard for him to get. He didn't even adjust back till just after Christmas, wasn't it? I didn't actually feel like I got Mike back from Afghan. Like I say, his head leaves me before he goes, but doesn't come back to me till long after he's home. And I think that's my biggest worry about Afghanistan. Mike's doing a fantastic job out there, and I'm so proud of him. He's
You all right? All right, yeah. It's all right.
Sangin, home to 10% of British troops in Afghanistan, but scene of half of all its recent losses. In order to secure the district's centre and market, a belt of patrol bases has been established. A Company is part of a larger battle group. The one they're replacing lost 23 soldiers. The Yorkshire Regiment's role in the battle group is to back up the Afghan element of Sangin's security screen. Sergeant Swithenbank and his men share their base with soldiers from the ANA, the Afghan National Army.
Two sides of this compound. You've got the ANA side and you've got the British side. Okay. We've got around 23 ANA here with us to, at the moment, 8 ISAF. Okay, let's show you around what we've got in here. ANA love to play volleyball court, so we knocked up a volleyball court for them.
A Company arrived in late September, and its men will live here for 6 months.
Also, if you look and come along the wall, that's the ANA's pigeon coop. We don't know why they keep them, but they do. And then moving on,
got the cooking area, just improvised. It's just a load of ammo tins and crates, and we'd either put wood on there or hex them in, obviously, to cook our food. 2 people are living in this room. Tried to make it as neat as possible. Typical bloke's bed. It's got his mozzie dome to keep, obviously, the bugs out at night, and there's some really big ones around here. Just a normal sleeping bag, and he's got some pouches and stuff inside the mozzie dome in which he can store some of his kit.
Right, moving over here then, got the wash area, which Sergeant Swithenbank definitely doesn't use. And we've got a nice sign here that says logging in progress. As you can see, it's not like your average ensuite bathroom, is it?
Okay, what we're going to do is just look over the wall now and you'll see the distinct divide between green and sand. Okay, the desert's only 300 metres away. Some of the locals are friendly, but they do get intimidated by the insurgents.
I had a bit of a tough week with Daniel last week. Cried for an hour one night last week because he was missing his dad, so I don't know whether it's just sort of hit home with him what's going on, I don't know. That's the life of an army child, I suppose. They get used to it though, they have the days up and down just like us.
Hello Daddy, I miss you.
We'll visit the Green Howards a couple of times. Our coverage is limited, so that means much of the filming is going to be done by the soldiers themselves.
Right here.
Yeah, that's quite good, just to explain about the 2 different types of filming you've been doing.
Yeah, the things I use to film what I've been filming is this camera here, which comes in very handy. I use this one on patrols. It's a small head camera. It attaches to my helmet, and it provides us with the footage we need for when we're on the ground. It lasts for about 2 hours. So generally we leave it off until something happens, then we turn it on again.
Come on, we're down there waiting for you. Where's Tessie, man? We're going. Come on, we're going.
Sergeant Swithenbank is preparing to patrol the streets of Sangin. 7 ANA soldiers are coming too.
Come on. Yeah. Yeah, Commander, ready to go?
They head out through the district centre and bazaar. This place has specific threats, as the sergeant reminds the patrol.
Okay, fellas, this is coming up to the main bit. Keep your eyes open. Obviously, there's 3 suspected suicide bombers in the area. Go on. Is that the fucking word for me, you don't?
A few weeks before, there was a suicide attack nearby. So even the man on the motorbike knows the drill. He stops away from the soldiers. But as the patrol moves away from the bazaar's metalled roads, the threat changes. The soldiers try to avoid the obvious routes, but sometimes you can't dodge a perfect spot for a bomb, like the gap in the wall ahead.
Obviously, Rex, areas like that are VP, so just make sure there's a good check.
One man scans for IEDs. It's the loneliest job, going point, marking a safe route for the rest. Then the lead man spots something suspicious.
I've got some brown wire here. A brown wire. Yeah, this hole here, this brown wire. You could look through this hole. Oh yeah. Reason why you put an IED at this particular location. 2 meters of exposed brown wire just wrapped around. Next to a yellow tub. Yeah, you can have a look, but you need to be careful. Just hold the rest of the guys on that side, yeah? What? Hold the rest of the guys on that side. The rest of the guys there. Look. It's just curling around.
The ANA have followed the wires.
What's it saying?
Oh, it's power line.
Power line?
Yeah, for water pump.
Oh, it says it's power line for a water pump.
A water pump, not an IED. Everyone can breathe again. The ANA's local knowledge is key.
Into the field.
There's no shortage of enthusiasm among the Afghan army's recruits. The British respect their bravery and toughness. Because Afghanistan is so poor, plenty of people want to join. Many are teenagers. Some even lie about their age to get in. Their casualties, though, are high, and leave is so rare that many desert. The British are here trying to improve the ANA's organisation.
So when we're on patrol, what I want to do, when we stop, and we're standing up, we're a large target there, we're a big threat to ourselves. Tell them that it's easy for the Taliban to shoot us when we're stood up.
Corporal Mike Hull, like the rest of A Company, is trying to drum the British Army's way of doing things into Afghan soldiers.
So moving on from there, when we're staying still, we've got arcs to cover, so we need to get an all-round defence. And it's a thing that the British called a herringbone. What'd you say?
Afghan soldiers have only 8 weeks basic training before being sent to Helmand. Six weeks into the tour, John Swithenbank and his men are looking for a Taliban weapons cache.
Can you just push up to the door, you two, just observe through the door? Winky, provide cover onto them buildings in the south.
The lead soldier, an Afghan, enters the compound.
Was that contact ID? Yeah. I just put me straight on my fucking ass. Right, push that down. Push down. Go for the doorway, push back. Fuck it.
That was a contact explosion.
Here we go.
At the southern compound in Rat, over. Are there any casualties?
Casualty! A&E casualty!
A further IED to the right-hand side of the door. One time's IED detonated at the doorway itself.
The Afghan soldier has detonated an IED, and even as they fight to save him, they realise there are other unexploded devices around them.
Amputee! So feed about the information, okay?
If he's conscious and he's screaming and whatever, I want you to put him straight in morphine right on his head, okay?
Yeah, no dramas.
Hold that up for me.
Hold it up.
A helicopter is soon on its way to take the shattered Afghan soldier to hospital.
You can't do it. Okay, 2 tourniquets on. 3 tourniquets on. What's the time for the morphine, Sarah?
Morphine? Have you had morphine? No. He's got a fast in.
He's also got a rapid, a fast pulse. 1 time.
He's lost both legs, his right arm and left hand. A detailed note is made of his injuries for the medics on board the incoming helicopter.
Can you just tell him that he's going to get a test there?
Tell him he's getting an injection in his chest. Tell him they're going to put an injection into his chest to help him. Ricky, Boy, you right over there? Yes. Yeah. Right, well, I can't get, huh?
Okay, pulse is fast and rapid.
Right, Sarah, let's get it sorted. Yeah, I'm doing it now. Name! No!
The Afghan soldier is losing consciousness. They don't want him to let go.
His name is Mohammed. Over. Mohammed? Mohammed. Mohammed Mohammed. Mohammed de Kabul. Airway. De Kabul.
Yes.
Mohammed de Kabul.
Can you hear me?
He's breathing normally.
I'll keep talking through him.
Mohammed, look at me. Look at me, yeah? You're going to be fine. You need to keep looking at me, okay? Engage, okay? Keep looking at me. Okay? None, Mohammed. Right. Okay, Mohammed.
But while they're static, they're vulnerable, and the casualty has made them stationary for too long.
You go then. Line 1, HLS 2, line 2, Amber 2 4 course line, line 3, 1 times CAT A, register there. Amber 2 4, Amber 2 4, Amber 2 4 for contact, RPG, over.
The Taliban have fired a rocket-propelled grenade. The soldiers must deal with this as well as the injured man.
Triple amputee, both legs, right hand, right arm. Good so far. His name is Mohammed. Over.
Mohammed must be moved to open ground to meet the helicopter.
North of our location, over.
21 minutes after he detonated the IED, Mohammed is on his way to an operating theatre. He's just 18 years old.
Whilst we were dealing with the casualty, one of the A&A pointed out that there was an IED behind us. But at the end of the day, whether the IED was there or not, if we stayed nowhere near it, it was about 2 metres to our rear. If we didn't go into there and deal with the casualty, the casualty would die.
It was a very testing day. Very testing day. I think it's safe to say all the training that we've had has definitely paid off. As hard as it was, you don't think there wasn't no time to think about what was actually happening. It's only afterwards, like now, when you realise the seriousness of what's went on.
But it's one of them things we have to deal with over here. Without the actions of my team, I do believe the A&A soldier would have died. You know, you don't hear many quadruple amputees actually surviving. But from what we did, it looks like he will survive.
I'm really starting to miss home now. Miss my son. Sometimes it's the only thing that keeps you going is thinking about home. Especially when you've had days like that.
Things are also hard for Chris Hale, the new recruit from Wigan. He's gone to a patrol base in one of Sanguin's flashpoints.
Hi everyone, it's Private Hill again from 2 Yorks OMLT, and this is my video diary. Got the beautiful views of the green zone and the mountains, and just been getting into routine, cooking the meals, having a good crack with the lads, having fun, going out on patrol too, just interacting with the locals in the area, you know, and mentoring the A&A. I think that was a shot actually. We've had a sniper recently. He's been having a pop. He did earlier today. Might have to just stand to at the minute. We'll see how things go.
Chris is serving here with Marty Simpson, an experienced soldier who's promised Linda Hale he'll take care of her son. But their base is a place where the Taliban are pushing back hard, using local farmers to their own advantage.
The group of people there, we just stood here, they'll clock us, they'll get eyes on, and they will more than happy to fire straight up the top of that group of people towards us, and they know that when we fire back, we will not fire in that direction. We cannot fire in that direction. We cannot afford civilian casualties.
They must be watching you.
Of course they are, because they know exactly what we're doing, right? Their scouting screen is so well organised, it's unreal.
On one mission, the soldiers of Marty Simpson's patrol are ambushed within yards of their front gate.
They are incredibly devious at what they'll do. If there's kids, if there's women, it doesn't bother them. They will use them to shoot off the top of, because they know that you're not going to hosepipe a group of kids to get to them. They know you're not going to do it, because they know, not only as a British soldier, but as a fucking decent human being, you wouldn't do that. You just wouldn't. Nobody would. In the team, we've got 3 on the first tour, 4 if you include my medic. When we turned up, the first couple of weeks, it was a massive eye-opener for them. But now, settled down. They've been shot up, they've been blown up. They've had to deal with some severe, horrendous casualties, and that brings it home to them. That it does make them grow up, it forces them to grow up, which is a good thing.
In the 3 months in September, when A Company's tour began, 10 soldiers from the battle group have been killed. Each British soldier gets 1 break from this.
I'll come round that side now.
Mid-November, and Chris Hale gets his flight home for R&R. His mother Linda has been counting the days.
I imagine when Christopher arrives, I'll be a complete and utter wreck, a mess. And the more I talk about it, the more I'll start. I'll hold him and I'll never let him go. And And of course I'll just keep looking at him and talking to him and mithering him. Because that's what I do. And talk his head off. But it'll be great. It'll be great. Come here, lad. Oh, you did it. You did it.
I'm alright.
So what's your new nephew?
Here he is.
Yeah, look lad.
Now these, they're from a place called Sangin in Afghanistan.
It's just 10 days, then Chris has to go back to Afghanistan.
I haven't had much from Mike for the last 2 days. I think I've had one phone call in 2 days. But I'm aware that it's been rough where he is. Two lads have been killed where Mike is. And last time I spoke to him, things were pretty rough. As far as Christmas coming and Mike not being here, it's I found it more difficult being at home with the family than I am back in Blackpool. Christmas is like a family time, and being here is just, it's all Christmassy and everybody's getting excited and they're all looking forward to Faith on Christmas morning, but all I keep thinking is that he's not here.
Hi everyone, it's me, Private Earl, on my video diary again. And as you can tell today, it's Christmas Day.
Ho ho ho!
Where's your
Merry
beard?
Christmas!
Where's your beard gone?
Taliban took it.
Hey,
Christmas in Afghan.
can't beat it.
Shorts and t-shirt.
Let's have a look at Christmas dinner. Got the table all set out. And the turkey that the A&A give us.
While some members of A Company are home for Christmas, most are not.
What's this? Oh! I said to be what's your message? Oh, wow, Faith, these ones. How many actual guitars? These ones are Faith.
Right, it's Corporal Al. It's been quite a busy time running up to Christmas. We've had a few contacts every other night where the Taliban's been trying to attack other PBs around us and we've given support. So, which is helps pass time really. We've had Christmas dinner today, which was alright. The A&A commander came down. It was a bit quiet. I reckon lads put on a brave face, if I'm honest, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's not. There's worse things out there. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I've missed my daughter, and my wife massively today, more than any time. I'd say. I spoke to my wife early this morning, and I'm hoping to speak to my mother and the rest of the family later on when I get a bit of time to myself. That's about it, really.
What have we got? Who is it? What is it?
Daddy. Is it good, baby?
Who is it?
Daddy here.
Is that your daddy?
Yeah.
Is that daddy?
Bye, Daddy.
Oh, is it?
Okay, stand by. Okay, that's
still being engaged in the south sporadically. Keep your eyes open for firing points.
3 weeks on, in Helmand, the night still is shattered by explosions. 2 British soldiers from the battle group have been killed and another one wounded, trying to secure the south of Sangin town. In this dire situation, Corporal Mike Harl and his team were sent to help.
I think the last 24 hours has been the most even 24 hours in my life. There was a big contact in a PB close to us last night, and came over the net that they had some casualties.
Okay, the merge is 10 minutes away!
After coming under fire, the patrol was heading back to base when an IED was detonated.
Once we got down there, we were still listening to the net, obviously with the radio. And all I read was that was 2 dead and 1 casualty. The first casualty was in the IED blast. And it took his jaw off, and like just all the bottom, this part of his face was like mush type thing, teeth all chipped out, stuff like that. And he was battle shocked, he didn't know where he was and stuff like that. Speaking to like the lads down there, saying he was asking what happened. I was like, look mate, being in an IED blast. When? You know, it's not a horrible thought.
The next morning, operations continue, but there's another IED blast. This time, 2 Afghan soldiers are killed. Once again, Mike was sent to help.
And as we went across, I could see it was the A&A. And as we were getting closer, I realised it was our A&A, the team we mentor. When we got there was 2 bodies lying on the floor, and it was obvious they were dead as well.
The incident underlines the bond between the British and their Afghan partners. Soldiers from both armies had been using the same track regularly. It could have been any of them. As the tour pushes on, attacks with gunfire are increasing, but this incident underlines the particular horror that IEDs cause.
Not the fact that getting shot at you can deal with it, you know what I mean? All the training that you've done for all your army career is for contacts. You can deal with contacts, no drama, you switch up straight away. IEDs, that's full killer. Horrible things, absolutely horrible things.
A world away, in Blackpool, Hayley knows all about the 4 deaths and Mike's role in the incident.
The way he'd explained it to me and what had actually happened really was disturbing. It was very, very upsetting. But I'm pleased that he offloaded it as well, because the worst thing is him carrying that with him and bringing it home again, when now I feel like he can just leave it in Afghanistan and he can come home and he can just be himself, or that's the plan. We're a partnership, we're a couple, and we get through this together, honour it all.
The streets of Sangin. The Afghan army finds itself in a short-range firefight. As the British and Afghans expand their security operation, local people are caught in the crossfire. At moments like this, training can go out of the window, and that worries their British advisors.
they can be like children. They don't take. There's a lack sometimes of I would say thrusting, of ambition. Sometimes they're quite willing to sit there and let the British do it, and we really need to cut their apron strings.
Only 2 as well. Where's the third?
And so often the enemy is elusive. These 3 were picked up by Lieutenant Bates' patrol soon after a bomb went off. Are they farmers, fighters, or both? Afghan soldiers who captured them are sure they know. The British are keeping an eye on the suspects and the Afghan National Army.
Obviously, a major worry here is to prevent the ANAU kicking the crap out of them or executing them in cold blood, which they have been known to do. So we're trying to just keep our eyes on them. Obviously, at the end of the day,
boss.
We're not pulling weapons on them.
Quite yellow, that one, straight away.
Looks like we've got something. Right,
The 3 men are tested for explosives residue. One proves to be positive. But are they Taliban or local small fry paid to plant a bomb? The soldiers don't have enough to go on, so all 3 are released. Sometimes the ANA prefers not to do things the British way. NATO would call bomb disposal to deal with a live IED like this. This Afghan lieutenant has a faster method. His courage was admired by British and Afghan soldiers alike. Mail is critical to the soldiers' morale. It reaches the patrol bases in fits and starts. Famine is followed by plenty.
Here's the mail. I'm not sure that one's for.
Sergeant Shields plays postman. His platoon commander, Lieutenant Bates, is behind the camera.
Christmas every day.
Ah, Mr. Bates.
There we go, that's what I like to hear.
Mr. Bates. There's a lot of mail today. People are going to be happy. Some people are going to be sad because they're not going to get the mail. The winner today on parcels. Kobu. Glazed fog, tortilla, sour cream. Lovely.
There we go, down.
These are all for the boss because his breath stinks.
Doesn't now, I brush my teeth every day.
Sergeant Shields. Oh, we're level pegging. Welfare. Welfare is parcels that have been sent from the UK from kind people like the British Legion, Old People's Homes, etc., etc., from the British public.
What you got there, Ronnie?
Some long johns.
All right.
For the cold winter nights.
Light white one. And then for some light reading, we have the latest edition of The Economist.
That's Officer's Magazine.
And my father sent me the Private Eye as well.
Private Eye.
That's just one. There's plenty more to come.
Would you like to send a message back home to your mum and dad, boss?
Just keep them coming. Just keep them going. Best morale. Although nothing beats a simple letter. As the lads here will tell you.
This is a letter to Christopher. We pray for you day and night. We also miss you as you fight. We think of you as you're fighting. We hope you'll come back as fast as lightning.
Not had any mail for weeks because it's quite hard to get my mail up to this location, so
I'm having to do without, I'm afraid, until the opportunity arises for the mail to come down. And it's very frustrating because my mail's set up in PB Blenheim, which is only 800 metres down the road. I could see it, but because of the threat and it's the road is so dangerous, can't go and get it. Or they can't bring it to me, one or the other.
Taliban tactics are changing as they try to prevent the British extending the area they control. Chris Hale has been sent to a new patrol base.
38 days left. Can't believe it. Thought I'd never get out of this place at one point. So it seems to have dragged, and obviously it's become so much a part of me, and I've become so much a part of the tour. It's just like it's seemed the norm and seemed like this is it from now on. But obviously it's not. It's got to come to an end, and we've got to go home. And now it's not that far away at all. And I can't wait to go home. I really can't. I really, really can't wait to go home. Just basically be back safe and sound in one piece, which is the aim of the game.
Weeks of parcels finally catch up with Chris Hale in February while we're visiting.
Lion's golden syrup cake. Tin of peaches. A massive bag of peanuts. Sure, they'll go down alright.
But a few days later, just 100 yards from where we're talking, his luck runs out. 5 months in, the battle group, 3 rifles, passes the grim record for casualties set by its predecessor.
I received a phone call at 4 o'clock and it was Christopher. And I didn't think much about it because that's when he normally phones if he's going to phone me. And he said he'd got some news for me, so I thought, oh, something good. And then he told me he'd been shot. And, well, I just felt like my whole world had crumbled. I just lost helplessness and despair of, what do you do? He was trying to reassure me that he was okay.
21 days before the end of the tour, Private Hale was shot in the leg by a sniper. He was sent home to Britain for treatment.
You get down.
Lieutenant Harden Bates and his men patrol one of the green zones or populated areas.
Right, what comes?
Getting in among the farms and compounds is what this tour is all about. It's meant to bring security to the people. But sometimes the people have other ideas.
Get down!
You fucking fire! Put fucking fire on that corner there!
Hey, no.
Whoa.
Been shot another one over. Get fucking back, get back.
I'm going back. Fucking move, Fairley!
Let's go, round here. Hey, move back.
The grenade was lobbed over the compound wall. It landed just a few feet away.
I can't believe that. You believe that there?
I wouldn't believe that.
Dirty bastard.
I couldn't believe it. Seen that fucking thing flying out.
You see the grenade come over?
Yeah. I weren't too fucking happy, I tell you. My ass twitched a little bit.
Let's get the A&A. AJ. I think we should go and fucking do them.
No, AJ!
What?
Right, let's clear these compounds.
Which compound?
Every single one of these.
Okay.
Tell the A&A what we're doing. He must have come along here, through the alley, and threw the grenade over.
Men ni går samma där, det gör vi. Kan lämna fast. Kan inte nog mig gravid.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. Wasn't him. I seen him. All dark clothing. Right. We've seen someone sprint across there. He popped his head out there. How can you fucking PID someone like that? No, you can't. It was as if it was a civvy. He seen us, he went back.
Spectators or insurgents, each local they spot could be either. The threat of IEDs or snipers means they can't just go rushing after the man who threw the grenade.
Pass the messages down! Pass the messages down!
Suddenly, they're shot at from across the fields and retaliate. Formidable firepower, an elusive, resilient foe. Another patrol ends in Afghanistan. March and time to come home at last. Somehow, despite their battle group setting a new record for the number of men lost, Lieutenant Bates and A Company have all survived. After 6 months in Sangin, that's an achievement none of us were expecting.
We can't win the war in our 6 months. There's only a certain amount you can achieve in that short period of time. The next lot will come there, 6 months will push on a bit, and eventually we'll get there. Certainly not on the next tour, but eventually, bit by bit.
You go into Northern Green Zone with 8 lads, you smash the world, you come home, you all come home, and you've had a bonus, you've had an absolutely fantastic day.
In a hospital in Kabul lies the 18-year-old Afghan soldier whose life was saved by John Swithenbank and his patrol.
Hold that up for me.
Hold it up.
Mohammed lost his legs, right arm and left hand when he detonated an IED as he entered a compound.
I was lying unconscious. I don't remember anything. I only remember that I was with the foreign soldiers when a bomb blew up. I'm really grateful to them for taking me to hospital. I'm a lot better now. Our Afghan doctors have helped me a lot. They've cared for me. I want to say thank you to the British soldiers for all their help. I wanted to defend my land. I wanted to serve my country. I'm not saying I'm happy I lost my arms and legs, but I sacrificed them for my country. It was God's will I lost my limbs. I'm still ready to fight.
For the families of A Company, the long wait is almost over. In the struggle to secure Sangin, the battle group 3 Rifles lost 30 men killed and more than 100 wounded. There were 600 IED incidents. Somehow, A Company of the Green Howards came through all that without losing a man.
He's just rang me and I missed the call. You've pined for your husband for 7 months and all you've wanted is them back in your life. We've spoke a lot this tour compared to last time, so I'm not worried about what state of mind he's coming at home at all. I'm just completely full of excitement. Hiya, baby! We're in the gym! Where? It wasn't, it lost reception, where are you?
Chris Hale, shot in the leg by a sniper, is there to greet his mates.
minutes away. We should get a call at the 3 or 4 minute point, and we'll let you know as soon as we've got it.
It's just the build-up for it all. And we've just counting down every day, and we're just so proud of him. Just want him home now. I'm so excited. I can't. Oh, yeah. I'm glad when he's home, when we finally see him, and then it's over then, isn't it? It's done.
Jesus Christ, I'm ecstatic to be back. I'm ecstatic to be back, so it's glad to be home, safe, with, well, I don't know, about safe.
Oh, it's immense, it is, it's unreal. Yeah, you come home, like, the times put a good show on for us and everything, get home, it's nice to have a can, see my wife, see my daughter, it is, just looking forward to getting home now.
Some might think the Afghans have all the staying power. But getting to know A Company and its families over the past year, their strength as a community shines through.
Alex, you didn't look when you ran over.
And with another Afghan tour looming in 18 months, they'll be ready to do it all over again.
You can hear from some of the soldiers in the programme and their families in